Wow, been a long week. Let's see what's in the old feed here.
It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
What is going on, YouTube? This is stupid. So I'm going to show you something from just like so close to 3 years ago. It might as well be exactly 3 years ago. And that is the first video I ever uploaded to this channel. Now, I can't show you the video, but I'm going to show you what it shows, because I will never delete it from my saved videos, even though you can never see it. Here it is. Star Trek Discovery, Episode 1, The Vulcan Hello. The very reason that I created this channel was because of how bad Discovery was. It had a copyright claim filed immediately upon my my publication on October 4th, 2017. Almost exactly 3 years ago today. So, as is normally the case when you get a copyright claim like that, I filed an appeal to it. And sometimes the appeal process, the way it's supposed to work is you deny the claim, and then the other people have 90 days to either confirm the claim by manual review or to release the claim, giving you permission to show the video again. And I kind of forgot about it until today. Not 90 days, 900 plus days later, I get this. Hi, Anti-Checker. After a manual review, a copyright owner has claimed some material in your video. As a result, the video has been blocked and can no longer be played on YouTube. This is not a copyright strike. This claim does not affect your account status. Video title, Star Wars Discovery, Episode 1, The Vulcan Hello, full review. Again, this video, the first video I ever published on YouTube. 3 years later, and CBS just confirmed that it's a real copyright strike. CBS should have not only forfeited that, CBS should be paying me. F you, CBS. Now, granted, it's probably Jaeger throws in $10. Thank you, Jaeger. I truly appreciate it, because I'm mad about this. I really am. There it is.
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky!
How do you maintain integrity in the face of such adversity? I tried the same to reconcile with the old man, and he told me I was on SHT list. Better luck, YouTube. Fight CBS to whatever end comes.
Thank you, my friend. And Mexican Iron Man, my old friend. Good to see you, my friend. Haven't seen you in a little while, and thank you. I'm sure it'll pop up any minute now. Although I'm kind of confused. If you're Mexican Iron Man, how come you super chat in dollars? Shouldn't it be pesos? I'm just saying. If you're Mexican Iron Man, you should be Mexican.
Hello, world! I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky!
See my comment in the chat. All hail RH Patient 1.
And I will, yeah, your comment was, how could CBS, such a minuscule company with a roving customers, possibly mess with the anti-checker in the kingdom that is his creation? For lo, anti-checker, let's just buy CBS. I tell you, if I had the money, I would love to buy CBS and then fire whoever was the person who reviewed that. I'm guessing what's happened is, and man, I cut my hand. It really stings, like really bad there. But anyway, I think, and I'll get to the chat in a minute, guys. I got to vent for just a minute, and then I will get to the chat. I promise. I think what happened is that somebody at CBS, well, now it's Viacom CBS, was cleaning house, basically, looking for, unresolved issues and stuff. And they stumbled across this copyright claim that I filed a counterclaim against. And rather than do the correct moral and legal thing, which would be to basically release it because they went way beyond their 90 days, they just doubled down. And of course, Google is like, yeah, F anti-tracker. We don't care about him, but we'll go suck some CBS logos, if you know what I mean. So that's where I'm at, my friends. So thank you for hanging out with me. And Thomas says, upload it to Vimeo. I did an edited version that I released a few days later. Speaking of Star Trek Discovery, Episode 1, The Vulcan Hello. Boy, are you guys in for a treat coming up. Me and Life with Matthew are working on not one, but two insane marathon live streams. So what we are going to do is next Wednesday, I think we're tentatively scheduling it for noon. I'm going to try to push them to do it maybe a little bit earlier just to give us a little extra time, because we're going to take brief breaks throughout the marathon. And we are going to watch live all, and I mean all, of Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery in one continuous live stream. So, and what we will do is we will provide links for you guys to join in the fun, and we will all enjoy some Discovery. So then, a week later, we will be watching all of Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. And right after we finish Season 2 of Discovery will be the premiere of Episode 1 of Season 3 of Discovery. So we will be doing basically a live riffing of all of Discovery in 2 live streams. So I hope that you will join us. I understand not most people are not going to be able to join for the entirety of both live streams, but please come join us. There is a reason for it. This is a fundraiser for the large format 3D printer, and so that we can print not only the starships that I've been promising forever and a day, but but other goodies that we'll be selling, and some will be giving away and stuff like that. So, fun little stuff like this and much bigger things as well. And Matthew is helping me with some of the conceptual stuff, as well as anything that requires electronics. Ooh. See? So, that's my opening crap. So that's, oh geez. So into the chat we go. Thomas was first. Good to see you, my friend. And war with CBS. Well, I didn't say war, but they just, waited. Well, I explained it, but yeah, you get it. When has CBS not effed anyone? Well, Yeager, before the modern era of Trek. I mean, CBS technically owned Trek when Deep Space Nine was airing, if I remember correctly. So they didn't screw anybody over then. I think the first real screwing of Trekkies was when Les Moonves decided to cancel Enterprise. Bees Nest says CBS, which I kind of explained. Springtime says, how's it going? And Jaeger drops $5. Thank you, my friend.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
You need this for the booze. No one should have to watch an STD sober. Especially 3 seasons worth of STD.
I think
printer worth your sanity and soul.
it will be a difficult one. But the 3D printer I think will be worth it because it's not just for me. I enjoy doing the 3D printing stuff, but it's for you guys as well. And so it's just, the problem is that it's very difficult to make anything sturdy enough in the small 3D printers that survive shipping, as you saw if you saw what the wreckage that Bird got. Springtime says, how's it going, buddy? How's the Anti-Family? Hanging in there, my friend. I got to admit I'm a little sore today, but I've been moving some stuff around, getting things ready. I will tell you, here's another long-term plan that I have if things go well. I'm going to try to save up enough money over the winter so that by next summer I can get a heat pump for the garage. If I can do that, I am going to basically convert the garage into a printing facility / broadcast studio, and so that it will basically, I'll be able to make everything the way I want it instead of just kind of shoving things together in a room the best I can. So that's what I'm doing. Jaeger says, you're a better sport than I. Well, nah, I'm just, a greedy bastard. Donnie says, hello, Michael and all. Hope everyone's weekend was A-okay as mine. Well, this is not, my weekend starts on Wednesday. So I'm off on Wednesdays and Thursdays for at least a few more weeks. I don't, by the way, I should tell you guys this. I know I've been fairly consistent with my streaming schedule lately, but that may change here because I have been selected to help train new people in our company. I've done it before, and so that means my schedule could suddenly and unexpectedly change next month. So if it does, I will still stream, but I don't know when. Darren says, I knew you'd make your stream about this tonight. Well, of course, Darren. I showed you those pictures earlier today. How could I not? JC Rebels in the house. Good to see you. Just seeing how CBS F'd you. Well, now you know. Thomas says, I thought I saw that video, but then I thought it was something that you did about the Borg. No, that was actually the very first video I put on this channel was that. Then the second video, which is still up, is an open letter to CBS, which is basically me bitching about them filing a strike against my first video. And then I did an edited version of the first video that I made public. And Thomas says, still Congress is slower. Well, that's true. Congress would take 10 years, I think. Mexican says, bro, pesos ain't worth crap. I know that, but I'm just saying, if you're in, I mean, you could do, send me like 4,775,000 pesos or whatever it would be. Valor says, almost missed the stream. Thankfully, Viv seen your notification because I didn't get it. Well, I thank goodness for Viv. But then again, that's why she's your better half, Valor. I mean, let's be real. Hope you do more lower decks. Yes, sister, I am truly sorry I missed the last 2 episodes. I've had some stuff in personal life that I'm not going to get into here that unfortunately prevented me from doing the last 2. So now I have to do 3. I'm going to do everything in my power to get those 3 done this weekend because then starting next week is the marathon. So that I do enjoy doing those reviews, and I am truly sorry that the last 2 weeks I've been just hit with some stuff that, like I said, I'm not going to get into here. Jaeger says, saw Tenet. I was both the best and worst of Nolan. On the whole, Tenet is worth the watch. I will watch it, but I probably won't watch it until it's available for home. I'm not comfortable going to the theater yet. After there's a vaccine for a while, maybe. Sorry about the right hand. Thank you, Donnie. It happens. I was moving some stuff around, and I, caught the corner of a piece of metal and sliced right into there. Man, it just stings. And I didn't even realize it that I had cut my hand until I was cleaning off a countertop that I use for 3D printing. And the way you clean the resin for 3D printing, the best way to do it is to soak a rag with isopropyl alcohol. And I have a huge stock of the 99% isopropyl alcohol. I have like something like 8-9 gallons right now. And so I poured some into a cloth and then grabbed the cloth and started wiping it down, and then my hand just was on fire. Good news is that sanitized the wound really nicely, but whew, boy, did that sting. And Ralph says, "Yak, the culture, how you feeling? Hope all's good." Well, aside from the hand thing, it's, I'm okay. Thomas, and I saw Thomas said to upload it to Vimeo. I might eventually, but right now, Vimeo, because Vimeo doesn't work as well as I had hoped as a platform for videos. But we will be using Vimeo during our marathons. Ralph says, "Yak, the culture, how you feeling? Hope all is good." I'm doing okay. I'm sore physically, but my mental attitude is good because I'm seeing progress in trying to get things set up around here, and also starting to organize the garage a little bit because it's just a pile of garbage and I've been cleaning stuff up. But it's difficult physically to do this stuff, so yeah. Resident says, "Hello, Trigger. Why am I getting life alert ads for your stream?" Well, maybe because I need a life alert. I don't know. Make sure it's the real Matthew and not one of the others. I will definitely make sure. And you can always identify real Matthew from the black eyes he gets from falling into doorknobs. Johnny says, "So far I've seen disc 1 of the Discovery Season 1 Blu-ray. I haven't watched any of them on Blu-ray because I have CBS All Access, so I'm not going to pay for it twice. But hopefully, I hope the commentary is good, if nothing else. Blow your nose or pick at something. Just get that booger out of her right nostril. It's unsightly. Is there a booger in my right? All right, let me check. Sorry. I can't. You see, the problem is every time I turn to look, I can't see because what did CBS do? Just arrived. Sorry, whose butt I got to kick? Well, Force, if you missed it, you probably didn't. But if you missed it, basically CBS today sent me Google sent me a confirmation that they did a manual review on a video that CBS filed a copyright match on. But the copyright match was filed on October 4th, 2017. And they have 90 days to respond to my challenge. They took 3 years, and Google apparently is cool with it, which sucks. Josh says, "You and our livers won't survive the marathon of both seasons of Discovery." I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have to, take it carefully with the booze. I don't want to get completely wasted, but I will definitely be having at least a couple of drinks during that. Did CBS at least buy you dinner? No, they did not. Nor did they use lubricant. Darth says, if CBS bought Anti-Checker dinner, Mrs. Anti-Checker would have broken both of Anti-Checker's legs. No, I don't think so. It's Bird of Prey. Of course the ship was wrecked. Well, that's true. I do have to take that into account. Darth Maul says, "I'm concerned. Bird of Prey 5 seems to be obsessed with obscenely large dildos in the past. Kuroga may be working with CBS." Well, maybe. Stephen Ernest says, "Did you use any footage from the episode in your old review of Discovery? I do think you should be allowed to." I did. And you know what? It's one of those funny things about copyright. Commentary and criticism is considered protected speech. However, Google doesn't care about that. Google does not give a crap about the fact that commentary and criticism is protected speech. So instead, they always just side with the corporations when a corporation files a copyright strike against you. And so and if you appeal, and then basically it's so stupid because when you appeal, basically Google goes to CBS and says, "Well, they think that that's not really a copyright strike. What do you think?" And they say, "Well, we think it is." And so then Google comes back and says, "Yeah, it's a copyright strike. You're screwed." That's kind of how it works, is that whatever CBS wants, they get. And the only way you can fight it is to sue CBS, and, you know, very few YouTubers actually have the money to do that, and those that do don't care. So, you know, there's that. Bees is laughing at Darth. Because of that. Guy from Red Bank, good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a little while. Says, hello, Ed Checker. You look tired. Well, I'm just old. That's all. And Tim says, happy face with a bunch of exclamation points. Okay. Malfi says, let me guess, you will build a Constitution-class bridge in your garage. You know, I actually thought about something like that. While I would not build a complete bridge set, like a duplicate of the TOS bridge set, what I actually was thinking about doing was doing like my imagining of what a one-man ship would look like. And then use a green screen for the view screen so that I could, like, put stars on or the fish or whatever. But actually have, like, imagine if this room was all a practical set except for a green screen for the view screen for the fish and for the windows and stuff. You know, that would be cool. Ralph says, for the last time F Trek fans, the last time F Trek fans age of Walter Cronkite. The last time F Trek fans, I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. And Guy from Red Bank says, gross. So if you're talking about my nose, I apologize. That's just the way it goes. Forza says, son of a bitch, at CBS, Bird of Prey clearly has the long game out for you. Yeah, I know. Bird is pretty evil. If you're going to get wasted, you need to get good old drunk Foley to come back on for the stream. Yeah, I might actually ask Foley if he'll join us at least a couple of times. And Tim says, that's all I got today. That's cool, man. I understand. Beesness says, I have 2 strikes already. Well, you know, the good thing is this doesn't count as a copyright strike, because basically when it comes to the way that a copyright strike works is, so let's say they file a claim and you protest and they say, nope. And so if you leave it there, it's not a strike. If I protest a second time and they say no again, then it's a strike. And I'm not going to do that because I don't have the resources to fight CBS. And that's just the way that it works. Beesness says, my strikes are for sexual content. Well, then you shouldn't put sexual content up. CBS is short for Corrogan Bastard System. You know, I think it's actually just Corrogan Broadcasting System. Let's be fair. I mean, they're not all bastards because, well, actually they are, aren't they? Because they're all orphans. Anyway, I think that it's the Corrogan Broadcasting System. And so, you know, that's all it is. Tim, so I missed something. What did you get struck for? And Birdo Pray 5 donated $1. Thank you. Damn.
I'm not obsessed with fake male parts or real ones. That is fake news. It's you who are all obsessed, and I will prove trills have blue spots. I also agree with everything LDG says. Hail Kuroga. You soaps.
You know, that sounds like that is actually a Bird of Prey 5 super chat. I think it is. So, yeah. And Forza also throws in a couple of bucks. Thank you, my friend. Hello, world.
Mere mortals can't watch so much STD and live. Number 15.
You got it, my friend. Because lore makes YouTube go.
Sir, we are being hailed.
On screen. What is your problem?
I am lore.
Do you need help?
I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Lore Reloaded.
Let me guess, the rubber band broke, right?
I make YouTube go.
I do love that one. All right, so where was I? Oh, yeah, so Tim was saying, so I missed something. What did you get struck for? It was from a video that I put up on October 4th, 2017. And it actually got it got hit by the Content ID system as soon as I uploaded it, and then I filed I filed an appeal against it, and CBS has 90 days to respond, but apparently Google can't tell the difference between 90 days and 900 days. Jeff Franklin is last as always. Actually, no, you're not, because Ozzy was after you. Valor says, Track Yards did a fun video on Lower Decks Warbird and poked a little bit of fun at the Phantom Menace before complimenting TY for the video. I'm not sure what TY is. And boy, I think I angered some crazy Phantom Menace fans. Honestly, I think that the problem is some people in the Phantom Menace, and I'm not pointing the finger, like, I'm not talking about Doomcock or Nerdrotic or any of those guys. I'm just saying some of the subscribers to those channels. I think they take the Phantom Menace just a little too seriously. And I think that's part of the problem with Lower Decks, is that Lower Decks is a lighthearted, fun show. Now, the ironic thing is that everybody's saying, boy, Trek is not supposed to be dark and grimacing, and it's supposed to be more optimistic and fun, and that's exactly what Lower Decks is, but then they hate Lower Decks because, it's produced by Kurtzman. Whatever. You know what? I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people don't think that Star Trek should be a silly, funny cartoon. I get that. And if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. I can respect that. But at the same time, I don't take myself that seriously. As much as I love Star Trek, look, there are problems with Star Trek, and that's what Lower Decks likes to poke fun of, and I have no problem with that. Because if we can't poke fun at ourselves, then we have no sense of humor. I remember when the Enterprise showed up and the pylons were wrong. You're talking about in Discovery, or they were wrong, but I'm not a big fan of the fact that they changed everything. I don't like that. Darren says, my Hero Discovery video got insta-claimed by Fox for the moments I included from down Periscope, all of which were less than 15 seconds long. Yeah, they're getting kind of brutal about it, and I'm because, like, my Hulk videos are all getting hit. And it's like, seriously, guys, what is your problem? So they just don't want people talking about stuff anymore. And, oh, my God, you showed a clip. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. What? Oh, how horrible. It's freaking protected speech, people. Google, stop being dicks about it and understand what protected speech means. Stop just, Anyway. If CBS is Kurogan Broadcasting Service, that means Bird of Prey greenlit STD. Well, that would make sense. Jeff says that was not Bird of Prey. So you start noon Wednesday until what time? If I remember correctly, what Matthew was estimating, that we'll probably be going from about noon till just about midnight on, this is a week from this Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday, we'll be going from noon to like 1, which is right when the first episode of Discovery Season 3 comes out. So, Darren says, you need to work on getting new Super Chats. You've been using the exact same ones for almost a year now. Stagnation, dude. Actually, it's funny you should say that. There are 2 in the works. So one of them that I have been horribly negligent, but it's because of the personal stuff that's come up, because the animation's been done for a while. I just need to do some voiceover stuff. And the other one, Joshua's been working on with Mrs. Anti-Trekker. And so that one should be done pretty soon. Someone who replied to my post who said LD is still a terrible show. LD is still a terrible show. I told him that's opinion, not fact. I wonder what they think. Why they think opinion is fact. Oh, and TY means Trek Yards. Oh, okay. Well, see, the problem is that a lot of people that criticize these things don't understand what criticism is. Right? There's nothing wrong with criticism. But when I hear people say, and I have heard this from many in the Phantom Menace, that, for example, Lower Decks is an objectively bad show, right? No, it's not. And in fact, you can't even say that Discovery is objectively a bad show, because a bad show from an objective standpoint would mean one that is technically produced poorly, right? Which means that, like for an the animation is a very consistent style. It's not. It's not Disney quality animation, but for television, it's perfectly acceptable. The writing is not horrifically inconsistent or anything like that. You don't have any technical problems with Lower Decks as for what it is, for an animated farce, which is what it is. Star Trek Discovery is, while it doesn't feel like Trek at all, it is not an objectively bad show. You can't even say it's objectively bad Trek, because you could make every single argument you can make against Discovery, you can make against other Trek shows. It's just that Discovery takes it to the next level is all. And so, like, when you want to say, oh, it got dark, well, In a Pale Moonlight was pretty damn dark, right? When you want to say that there was a lot of identity politics, look, there have been episodes involving identity politics back to the original series. Heck, watch Turnabout Intruder, a horrible episode of the original series, one of those so bad it's good episodes, where you get to see Captain Kirk being a woman. But in that episode, that's all about identity politics, right? There are episodes of Trek back to the original series that deal with identity politics. Again, they just take it to the next level. The only thing that they really do differently on Discovery that they had not done before was to make Trek centered around a person who would normally be a secondary character. And so, because most of the Trek shows revolve around the captain, the first officer, and then the tertiary part of a trinity, which is usually, like a science officer like Dax in Deep Space Nine, Data in Next Gen, Spock and McCoy kind of were the perfect trinity of Trek. But there's a lot of great characters, but it usually centers around three, and that's just the Trek formula. And Discovery broke that by making everything about Michael Burnham, which was a real problem, because that's where the writing comes into play, because Michael Burnham solves every problem, and that's just kind of boring. Now, is it objectively bad to have the same character solve it every single week? No, there are lots of shows that have done it. Knight Rider. Michael Knight solves the problem every single week. Well, Michael Knight with the aid of his talking robot car. But it's not like, there aren't episodes of Knight Rider where the supporting cast gets to solve the problem, right? But in Trek, you have episodes where every other character solves issues. And yes, TOS did get a little dark from time to time. Like, I think of episodes like City on the Edge of Forever. That was a very dark episode. Now, dark and optimism don't necessarily conflict with each other. The problem, of course, is that, sprinkling some dark in makes for gravitas. Making everything dark and bleak is just kind of boring. Tim says, "You're such a traitor." LOL, kidding. Why am I a traitor? I don't even get that. Thomas says, "Remember those shuttlecraft pictures I sent you? Can you reconsider them, or what show are they from?" I'm not sure what you mean there, Thomas. "I'm slowly getting won over by Lower Decks by you and Trek Yards." I tell you, Valor, it's a fun show. And it's just, the problem is you can't take everything too seriously. And Thomas puts in $5. Thank you, Thomas.
Lower Decks isn't insulting Trek, it's making jokes like we all have done ourselves. Uber too.
You are 100% right, and that's something that people miss, is that almost everything in Lower Decks that's made fun of, we've all made fun of. Like, how many of us have made fun of the fact that the holodeck, every time there's a glitch in the holodeck, then some character goes psychotic and tries to kill everybody, right? And, it's like, wow, the holodeck seems to have a really poor safety record. I'm just saying. and Uber 2. Okay, you gonna play? There we go.
In the tradition of our Vulcan ways, the two of you must fight to the death and Kunat Kalafi.
I don't think this is really all that fair.
I have to choose a winner, and the winner is DJ.
What?
What can I say? I love bunnies.
Ba-dum-bum. Yes, Mrs. Anti-Tracker does love bunnies. That is true. And in fact, come on, there you go. When we walk Auntie, there's this one house down the street where there's some wild rabbits that live in their yard, and Mrs. Anti-Tracker loves it when we get to see them. Thomas says, well, I'm awake from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m., so I should be there. Very good, Thomas. Look forward to it. What are you and Matthew doing? We're watching all of Discovery. Season 1 next Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday, but a week from this Wednesday. Season 2, 2 weeks from Wednesday. Just in time for the premiere of Season 3. You should do what Metocore started doing. When you want to show an image from a movie or show, draw stick figure pictures of the scene instead. I tell you, if I could animate that quickly, yeah. Darren says, you've had new Super Chats in the works for a year. Where's that Hulk Super Chat you told me about? Shh. Anti-Tracker is one of the two of them. Better be the long way to Airwolf Super Chat. No, Airwolf Super Chat isn't quite there yet. In fact, where's the rest of the Hulk video? Well, I'm trying to figure out a way to do it without getting copyright struck at this point. I hate just doing slideshows, but that's probably what I'm going to have to do. Is Tommy W's The Room as an objectively bad show? Yes, in fact. If you want an example of an objectively bad movie, The Room by Tommy Wiseau is a great example. There are technical problems throughout that film. Just like Plan 9 from Outer Space is an objectively bad movie. If you look at the continuity of those shows, if you look at the visual effects, yes, The Room actually has visual effects, and they are horribly done. If you look at the set pieces that they use in The Room, they're very inconsistent. And there's a myriad of technical problems. And, not to mention the writing is very inconsistent. For example, in The Room, there is actually a part where a mother confesses to her daughter that she just found out that she has terminal breast cancer. This is in the early stages of this film. And then it's never mentioned again. And, there's nothing that has nothing to do with anything. She just comes out of the blue and says, I have terminal breast cancer, and then they never mention it ever again. The purpose of Star Trek 2009 was to show a series of still images on screen that, when changed fast enough and in the right order, creates the illusion of movement. It was a success. That's very funny, Mark. Yes. Google only listens to corporations because they have funds and lawyers. Maybe so, but the problem is, and it's funny because I'm going to start using this clip from Star Trek 3. How do you get a permit to do a damn illegal thing? That's what they're doing. And nobody gives a crap. Nobody is, and this is why I get so pissed at people talking about, their favorite politician. I don't care what political party you're part of. You name your favorite politician. Oh, they're going to fix it. No, they're not. They don't care. Oh, sure, they care about when they just get their party gets discriminated against. But they don't give a crap about the little guy that's getting copyright strikes that are flat out illegal, and Google is a willing accomplice. Google doesn't give a crap because they make money off of CBS. I thought one of the things that made Deep Space Nine so special was that there was no Trinity. Deep Space Nine was a larger focus cast. I mean, it really was, honestly, I would say that if anything, the trinity of Deep Space Nine was Sisko, Kira, and Jake. However, you're right. It didn't have a traditional trinity like the other shows. The last time CBS did not F Trek fans was during the age of Walter Cronkite. I disagree. because Walter Cronkite's age was kind of over before Deep Space Nine. I mean, are you on D Live? I hear good things for live stream. I have not checked out D Live yet. Sent you a picture on Skype last week for some on some Eagle Moss shuttlecrafts. Yes, you did. And they are. Let me see if I can find. There's Thomas. So you're talking about. So Thomas, of course, is like the Eagle Moss aficionado. And so check these out. So these are all various shuttlecrafts from Trek. Obviously, we have the Galileo from, I believe that's from Star Trek V. We have the Type whatever shuttlecraft. This one looks like it's from Star Trek The Motion Picture. And this one, I think, looks like it's from like Star Trek 3. If I am getting my Treks correct. This one is the only one from the TNG era, if I'm looking at this correctly. That's my guess on them all. But they are freaking awesome. And let's see. Robert says, just like the TOS episode with the space hippies and Spock, Mr. Logical jamming out with them. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if you take Trek too seriously, come on. Yeah, Trek is the show with the Guardian of Forever and deep, heavy sci-fi concepts. And Trek is also the show with space hippies. Do you know what you should print for your fish tank? A Guardian of Forever to go next to the TARDIS. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. And Jeff says, are you nuts? Quite possibly. Tim says, Plan 9 was amazing. I love Plan 9. It's so ridiculously bad that it is so fun to watch. In the room, there's a sex scene with a blonde chick I would have turned down as a prom date. Well, the funny thing is, and they actually make fun of this in The Disaster Artist, which, by the way, is a great movie about the making of The Room, and based on the book written by the guy that played Mark in The Room. I can never remember his name. But anyway, in that, the sex scene is so ridiculously shot that it really does look like Tommy is having sex with her navel. Thomas says, if you people came to the Anti-Trekker subscriber streams, you would see Hulk and Airwolf Super Chat. Just messing with you. I know. And I am going to get back on that, Thomas, as soon as my schedule allows. That's something that I truly want to do. And I'm thinking about making it a Discord-based stream, kind of like Doomcock does. Jaeger says, I just realized I got so drunk I wanted to drink lead paint. Going to lay off the booze for a bit. Yeah, probably a good idea, Jaeger. Forgive my drunken ramblings. You are forgiven, sir. Remember, at the Church of Anti-Trekker, everything can be forgiven as long as you leave at least a $10 super chat. What do you think about the TZ episode I showed you for I, Newton, the one with Sherman? Yeah, I loved it. There was a technical error in that show. Did you catch it? Well, a technical error could be one of several things, but I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, so I probably did not. But I enjoyed the story. I thought it was well done, and I thought it was a fun one. Viv and I have been talking about the Phantom Menace. She said the problems with Phantom Menace is they prejudge shows because of rumors which can be false, which Doomcock learned the hard way. Yeah, I agree. That is a problem because that's why I don't get into the rumor mill stuff. People talk about how, oh, look, how many times you see fill in the name of a company or person is a disaster because of, leaked sources or whatever. I don't care about that. I don't want to hear that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is woke. I don't want to hear about how this company's going woke or this movie's going to be woke or that. I don't care. When the movie comes out, if it's woke, I'll say it. If it's not, then I'll say that too. But they can't do that because they invest so much into saying these things are bad that when they come out, if they're actually not bad, even if they're not great, if they're just not bad, they can't say that. One of my favorite videos you did was the last battle from Star Trek Discovery. It's funny. Oh, man, don't remind me of that. Oh. Tim says, that second one of the Space Dock shuttle from Star Trek 4 and 5 was also used for file footage in TNG. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was Star Trek 3. But yeah, you're right. It would be Star Trek 4 when they were going to the Enterprise A. The second to the right was seen in Space Dock in the movies. Last one on the right is Voyager Type 8. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was one of the TNG Type whatever shuttles, but yes. That's a very funny mark, yes. I like Bride of the Atom Monster more than Plan 9 from Outer Space as far as Ed Wood Jr. films. I don't think I've seen Bride of the Atom Monster. The other problem with Phantom Menace, they also prejudge a show because of whose name is on the show. That is a major problem because you know what? And I know that's a problem with Lower Decks because, you know, when you look at the credits of Lower Decks, you will see Alex Kurtzman listed as executive producer. And I've said this before, but it bears repeating. That doesn't make any difference. Alex Kurtzman has precisely zero influence on the show. The showrunner is not Alex Kurtzman. It is Mike McMahon. And the same could be said of Gene Roddenberry in Star Trek The Original Series, in TNG after Season 2, and actually really after Season 1, and in pretty much all of the rest of Trek. Gene Roddenberry, is, up until the time he died, was listed as a executive producer, and then he was listed as, you know, created by in the credits. Doesn't mean that he has any direct influence. And it's still, I'm sorry, you know, I know I got myself in some trouble for saying this, but I'll say it. I am still kind of miffed at why is Doomcock constantly talking about the legacy of the vision of Gene Roddenberry in his edited videos when he knows damn well that the Star Trek that we love is not the vision of Gene Roddenberry. I don't know why he keeps saying that. It pisses me off, and I know he's just pandering to his fans, but man, it just burns me every time he says that. Ugh. You should remember people of your new Discord channel. I'm going to try. That's all I can say. The technical error in Eye of Newton was a moment when the boom microphone got into the shot in front of Ron Glass's Devil. I did not catch that. Wow, and I usually catch boom shots. When a boom mic pops in. The first shuttle looked like V from the 80s TV movie. It kind of does, but I remember it from TMP. That was the shuttle that Admiral Kirk arrived at Starfleet Command on. Darren said, "Stop being cranky or I'm out of here." I'm not being cranky, Darren. I'm sorry if you think I'm cranky. Would you prefer that I talk like this, Darren? I can talk like this. Hey, guys, Darren doesn't want me to be cranky, so I'm just going to relax, and we're going to have a wonderful, quiet evening together. Forza Journey says, Phantom Menace hyperbole reminds me of the story that Patrick Stewart was working on early TNG too seriously. Trek at its best makes you think, smile, and laugh. Life's short. Enjoy it. Indeed, you're right, Forza Journey. Indeed, you're right. Trooper 116 says, hi, all. Hope it's a good evening. Hi, Trooper. Ryan Ryan says, hello, Andy Checker. How are you? I'm hanging in there, my friend. And says, let's see, carefully, you may take you up on that offer. Well, you see, yeah, that's what I did. And Darren says, yes, do the whole stream like that. I would do that, actually. If you know what, if that got me more subscribers, I would do that. I'd be like, hey, everybody, Andy Checker here. Today, we're going to listen to some smooth jazz. Malfi says, did you know that Bird of Prey 5 is the 5th failed clone of Tor Johnson from Plan 9 from Outer Space? I did know that, in fact. Yes, Tor Johnson is Bird of Prey 1. A lot of people don't realize that. Thoughts on the show creator of Lower Decks as head honcho of Trek for Viacom CBS? No, I don't think Mike McMahon... I love Mike McMahon. He is truly one of us. He is absolutely a nerd. But I don't think he's cut out to run a brand like that. I think that because if he was, then all Trek would feel like Lower Decks. And I think Lower Decks has got a great niche, but I don't want all the Trek shows to sound like that. Thomas says, this is creepy. Jeff is falling asleep. Now I here to listen to him yell. No, I'm here to listen to him yell. Yeah, sorry. Oh, that was Ryan thinks it was great. All right, Darren. The shirt says, "Morning. It's a sleazy morning out here. You're listening to KPORN, broadcasting sleazy, slutty music all morning long." Valor says the time Doomcock was tricked brings into question about everything about his sources, since he said his sources even verified the same information. Well, and I'm not going to badmouth Doomcock on that. I mean, he was set up. He took the bait. That's all there is. But the problem is that everybody has to say they have sources, and I don't. I don't have sources. If I read something from an article, I'll tell you where I got it from. But I am not engaging in rumor mill stuff. And so I have had people send me leaked information a couple of times, right? And when they do, I always respond the same way. Don't care. Hey, oh, look, you sent me the script for the season finale of season 3 of Discovery. Don't care. Not interested. Dahawk86 says, Anti-Tricker, how's things, man? Things are mellow. Forza Journey says, new super chat idea. You do the stream in different voices and accents. Great voiceover work. I can't do the accents very well, though. I mean, I honestly, I suck with accents. I could say like a couple of words in different accents, Like I know how to say Yonkers, but, I couldn't speak coherently with a Yonkers accent. Bird of Prey said today he wants to do your horoscope. Oh, lordy. And Darren says, stay tuned for the obscene call of the day on KPORN, K-Porn. That reminds me, there was actually a radio station in the city that I grew up in Santa Rosa, California. It was called KOME, and they would do their station break saying, don't touch that dial. There's cum on it. They actually did say that back in the 80s. Did that leaked information you got required toilet paper? No, because I didn't bother to read it. Daniel says, greetings, Anti-Tricker, the Matrix has you. Yes, Daniel is very excited about Matrix 4. MCRN says, if you do Star Trek Discovery fan fiction, the We Are Starfleet group really do not like it at all. Well, they can get over it. Thomas says, how many thousands of subscribers did Doomcock get during that? How much money did he make? Up the SJWs got him. Well, yeah, but he's Doomcock's still laughing all the way to the bank. Sorry, that's just a fact. It's not like honestly, you see, the thing is that Doomcock's followers, and don't get me wrong, I am a follower of Doomcock. I love the guy, but most of Doomcock's followers are so rabidly supportive of him that when he got busted with that whole thing with the fake story, then everybody just got mad at the people who put out the fake story. And so that's how it worked. So no matter what Doomcock says, his fans will support him. And so and that's great that he has that rabid a fan base, but unfortunately, and this is where I get concerned, a lot of his fans take him too seriously, to where when I actually had the nerve to call him out on his statement about Gene Roddenberry's vision, that I lost a bunch of subscribers over that. And it's like, dude, seriously? You are taking, you realize he's a super villain, right? You realize that he has a Harvey Cthulhu in a cage and he wants to destroy the earth, and it's all just a freaking joke, right? No, okay. Ryan says, I'm from the Bay Area and I remember KOME and KSJO. Yes, I remember both of those stations. Jessica is in the house. Says, it's been a good little while. Indeed it has. Hope you're doing decently. I'm hanging in there. Life for me has been mundane, except someone finally tried to open a beer tank on the train we call the Beer Local. What is a beer tank? That's gross. That radio station is gross. It is. It was nasty. They were a hard rock station, and they got away with it. So, yep. And let's see. And Jeff is angry for, I'm not sure why. What was the fake story? I haven't watched much of Doomcock stuff lately. Well, the fake story was that Kurtzman, I think it was like Kurtzman got so angry about Doomcock himself that he broke a TV or something like that. And that, whatever. That basically Kurtzman knew about Doomcock and was upset about it. Jaeger says Doomcock forgives. Doomcock's a great guy, and here's the thing: Doomcock to this day has not said a single negative word about me, and I love the guy. I'm like I said, I'm a little miffed that he's been saying this whole thing about the Roddenberry vision, but I love him. But I also don't take him that seriously because I know he's a supervillain in the center of the earth with a frickin' monster that he's going to unleash and destroy the planet. Sorry. Finally, after 15 years, a jackass tried to open a railway tank car for a pre-fermented beer. About bloody time. So a freight car with beer in it, huh? Or a tank car with beer in it. That sounds horrible. I don't like beer, but now if I had whiskey, we'd be talking. I don't know why Auntie Jugger used that Deep Thoughts voice, but that's hella funny. Well, thank you, MCRN, because it's time for Deep Thoughts with Auntie Trekker. Why do they call them buildings when they should be called built? Terrence says, what do you think about a version of Starfleet where there's a rivalry between diplomatic, exploratory, and defensive wings of the service? I think they should do something like that. I think Star Trek needs, and in fact, this would be a good way to follow up the Picard season 1, is to show that there are conservatives and liberals in the Federation. And that's perfectly fine, and you should show that both sides have interesting ideas, some good, some bad. Now, they're not going to do that because right now Star Trek is just turning into a left-wing platform. But unfortunately, pretty much all of Hollywood is. So, there is that problem. Trooper 116 says, I have an issue with viewers that take things too seriously. Doomcock is a fine person and is clearly trying to entertain. We all have to take responsibility for not holding up creators. I agree. And, that's why I hope that I never take myself so seriously as some people take Doomcock. Because, no, I know I'm just a schmo like one of you. I'm just lucky enough to have the microphone. And so that's honestly, that's all it is. Let's see. Doomcock in the end is just some regular dude. Exactly. And I would love to meet him. I would absolutely love to meet him. But, probably never happen. Super Blubber Post says, hello, so greetings. How are you doing, my friend? Daniel says, the Merovingian is a previous version of the Chosen One from the previous Matrix, the Nightmare Matrix, where there are vampires and werewolves and the twin ghosts for previous agents. No, I don't buy it. I do not buy that the Merovingian is a previous Chosen One. It makes no sense. Commander Ironwolf says, so I am one of the few people that's more a fan of you than Doomcock. I think you're the only one. Just thank you, Commander. Cade says, why are they called buildings? That's a good question, because they're built, not building. Love your Deep Thoughts voice, Michael. Somehow, someday, somewhere, I could go for that. Don't blame Canadian Pacific. The customer is a big brewery, and they ship pre-fermented beer out by rail. Well, I understand, but I just don't care for beer. That's all. R.J. Pumpkin says, is Doomcock actually lore? No, because Doomcock is not... Well, you don't see hair coming out from under his mask, and he's definitely not rotund enough to be lore. Tim says, I was half listening. I thought you said a virgin of Starfleet. Guy from Red Bag says, here's a deep thought. I love comic books, eating pineapple pizza, and hanging out with boys. What? How's that a deep thought? Daniel says, you sound like Laszlo from the radio in Grand Theft Auto games. I never played Grand Theft Auto, so... Well, I played it a little bit, but never got into it, so I don't know who that is. In the recent story of Doomcock, it was that he fed misinformation, of course, a couple of months by Ketwalski and another person through 4chan. Yeah, that's what I got about it, but, But it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, I think it was a lousy thing for them to do. I think that Kowalski sitting there gloating about it made him look just as bad as any member of the Phantom Menace, to be honest. And so, he just wanted to prove him, that Doomcock was what he is. He's just an entertainer. He's a guy that pretends to be a supervillain. And you know what? Doomcock ain't hurting for it. And he never will. Unless people just get sick of the whole, maybe I should do that. I'm going to start a channel where I talk entirely like this all the time. And I'll put a mask on so that, except for you guys, nobody will know it's me. And then we'll see if I, what would I call myself? Smooth Cock. Dr. Smooth or something like that. And I'll make my own version of the Doctor Doom mask, and I'll because and then I'll 3D print it and everything, and I'll do all my stuff. And since I'm in a green screen, I can make this set look like anything I want. So yeah, I could do that. Forza wants to know, what's your favorite whiskey? Oh man, there's so many. But let's see. Here's one that's quite tasty actually. This is an 18-year Lismore. Single malt. I do only drink single malt scotch. Now for Tennessee whiskey, I'm perfectly fine with a Jack Daniels. I also happen to like Smoky Mountain Moonshine, but as far as fine whiskey, single malt and at least 12 years old. Ralph says, if you really want to see a bad film, it would be Highlander 2, The Quickening. Oh, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was still written better than STD. Here's the thing. The writing, and sorry, take a drink, Darren. The writing on STD is not great. I'm certainly not going to say it was awesome, but it's not. That's not the core of the problem. The core of the problem is the character of Michael Burnham. And so, yeah. John says, I like Anti-Trigger, but I've also disagreed with him on many occasions. But you know what? Oh, and Jack Daniels Honey is good. I do like that. Here's the thing. Sorry, take another drink, Darren. I absolutely expect you to disagree with me from time to time. If we agree on everything, then why are you listening to me? I'm completely unnecessary. You can just listen to your own thoughts, and, there you go. This isn't a big popularity contest. You can enjoy multiple creators. Absolutely. And I don't have a problem with, I love Doomcock. I think that people should subscribe to Doomcock. If you haven't checked him out, you should check him out. But if you don't like him, that's understandable. He's definitely an acquired taste, but I'm definitely thinking of doing, Dr. Smooth or something like that. And in the Architect's control room, they showed all 10 Neo versions on the TV screens. Well, they showed a bunch of, there was a whole lot more than 10. And so I think that was just him projecting all the different possible things that Neo would say. But I think that people trying to say the Merovingian is a prior form, number one, or prior version of the one makes no sense whatsoever. Because even he was like, well, your predecessors at least showed some respect. He was talking about the others because he met them. Jeff doesn't care for Doomcock. Fair enough. But let's see. Darren says, it's funny when I hear all those radio stations begin with K. East of the Mississippi radio stations usually begin with W. Well, yeah, but you see, that's a funny thing because this is the first time in my life I've lived east of the Mississippi. And so when I hear W, I'm like, oh, okay, that's why they said WKRP and not KKRP. Tim says, if Lore was Doomcock, I think the hair would also be puffing out of the uniform. Yes, indeed. As we've seen many times, Lore has a lot of hair. Never have I played Grand Theft Auto either. Yeah, it's just not my bag. Honestly, and I know this sounds, stupid, but it's the truth. I don't like games that just straight up glorify evil. And Grand Theft Auto does. And you can make all the excuses you want about it. And if you like it, I'm not judging. I'm not saying that, if you play Grand Theft Auto, then obviously you're going to be a criminal. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that I personally find it distasteful to play a game where your basically goal is to be evil. I don't want that. And that's why, like, when I play, and this is always, it's not a religious thing, it's just my personality. All the way back, when I played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid, and I was not a deeply religious person as a kid, but when I played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid, I always played either lawful good or chaotic good. Never did I play a neutral character, never did I play an evil character. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. See if you know what that's from. How is Elite dangerous? Are you still playing? I do play it occasionally. I don't play it as much as I would like, just because I'm trying to get, every waking moment that I'm not live streaming or working, I am moving stuff around and cleaning stuff up, because the house is horrible. It's disorganized, and I'm trying to get that changed. I need to get that changed for my sanity and for you guys in the long term. And because, for one thing, I'm going to, I'm building out a little area for setting up the 3D printers in the garage. And, of course, we're doing the big marathon on a couple of weeks to try and raise money for the large format printer. So please, 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 because don't you want to, oh, man, and I forgot to set it up. But, yes, I have a little nitro. Oh, there it is. Sitting on my shelf down there. I have a little nitro gummy bear that if we raise enough money, I will eat. And in fact, I will even do this. On the first week when we watch all Discovery Season 1, if we raise $1,500 that night, then I will eat this that night. If not, then we have to raise $1,500 between the two nights by the end of night 2. But that's but if I do get this, then and if I do eat this on the first night, then Darren, I'm going to challenge you, find something worse than this, and I'll do it for the second one. Which that other thing, I think the Devil's Toe sounds like it would probably be worse. But anyway, Elite Dangerous is a fun game. It really is. And if you friend me in the game, I will allow you to join my little private group, which basically means if you're in that group, then while you can't interact with it's kind of cool because it's always an MMO. You can always see other players, but you can only interact with people in your group unless you're playing on the public server. So, and you can change. You don't have to like create a character for the public server, create a character for the group. You create a character and you grind that character, but you can switch on the fly. You can decide, log out of the game and log back in a private group, log back out, log in a solo game, log out, log back in public. And so it's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Jaeger says, Star Wars and Star Trek being ruined. Why I went to 40K. Everyone is expendable to the God Emperor. Yeah, but 40K isn't a film franchise or TV franchise, at least not yet. Was Ketwalski gloating about the low number of Star Trek Discovery got on TV? I don't know. I genuinely don't watch Ketwalski very often because most of the time I find him grating. And that's just my, it's okay if you like him. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a nice enough guy. And I know Lore hangs out with him quite a bit, but I just find his kind of attitude to be a little bit grating, but that's just me. Favorite Doctor in all of Trek? I got to go with Bones, but if I exclude Dr. McCoy, then I would. Oh man, I'm going to catch all sorts of hell for this, but I'm going to say Pulaski. Commander Ironwolf says, no, go with Dr. Smoothcock. It's perfect. Yeah, but I don't know if YouTube would let me do that. They might ban me just based on the name. Guy from Red Bank, just so you know, I unsubbed to Doomcock because I never really got into Star Trek. Well, and he does talk about that a lot. And so, but we need. I will try to create an account called Dr. Smoothcock with a different email address and see if it lets me do it. The older Bob Ross show with a deep thought voice and wear an afro wig. Wow. But it's going to be I'm going to make a character much like Doomcock, except with a smooth voice. Hint: the Merovingian's wife, Persephone, said that when we first came here, it was so different. He was so different. He was more like you. She told Neo, hint, hint, he was the chosen one. Sorry, Daniel. No, he's not. Jack Honey made me black out and I woke up in my own vomit. Wow. You drank too much. The decisions made by the showrunners and executives are what made Star Trek Discovery truly bad. The instances of bad writing are forgivable in isolation. I agree. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is that the writing of Discovery, from a technical standpoint, isn't that bad. It's just that the plots are horrible and the characters are, well, Michael Burnham ruins the show. If you took, honestly, the funny thing about Discovery is that if you took Michael Burnham out of the show, it wouldn't be that bad. You could do a few tweaks and make it a decent show. The problem is that Michael Burnham is the main focus of the show. And she's a horrible character. I'm a Jack Daniels guy myself. Nice choice, sir. Tipping my head. Yes. Yeah, when as far as like if for inexpensive liquor, I go, there's my two choices are Jack Daniels and Smirnoff. Honestly. And maybe a little Cuervo. But and I do not drink beer. I just don't like it. I don't like dislike. I'm not like looking down on people that drink beer. I just personally don't like it. I also am very, very finicky about wine. There's only a couple of types of wine that I'll drink. I'll probably have a bottle of wine during the marathon because I haven't had any wine in a while. But I like a good sweet wine. I don't like dry wine at all. Happy Thoughts channel. Daniel says he was talking about the other because he was one of them. No, he was not. I recommend you wear a Michael Myers mask. It's like Captain Kirk mask after all. Also, I've never heard a damn thing Doomcock has ever. I've never heard a damn thing Doomcock has ever done. You should check him out. He's actually fun. I just don't like what he's been doing lately about the vision of Roddenberry. I know he's done that before, but it just bugs me. Admiral Brocode, haven't seen you in a while, says, hello, sorry I haven't been around, been dealing with some personal issues. I understand that. My girl left me, it's raining right now, so bitch gonna get wet. Wow. Dude, I'm sorry. And Darren says, did I ever tell you about the pitch I made to Marvel or a new West Coast Avengers arc? I race-bended one obscure character when I heard that Dr. Druid's daughter showed up. They liked that. I'm sure they did. Mouthpiece says, the only beer I like is Bud Light. Chelada, it's the beer, and Clamato, it doesn't have that nasty beer aftertaste. Nah, no thanks. Oh, it's beer and Clamato. Nah, no thanks. Yeah, because, yeah, it's got that nice fresh clam. Ugh. And Darren nails it. Ren and Stimpy's Mr. Horse. You are right. You get 100 nerd points for that one. No, sir, I don't like it. And Guy from Red Bank also said, that's horse from Red Bank. Yes. Jessica says, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. Arthur Carlson during the WKRP. Yes, the turkey drop. Classic episode. I always wish there was something like a conservative Star Trek. In a post-scarcity world, there will be too many religious people with big families to be a secular society. You know, honestly, I would love to see a balanced, a balanced conservative versus liberal Trek. I think that would actually be a really interesting show. And I think it could be a real moneymaker. Especially if they got writers that were genuine conservatives and writers that were genuine liberals to work together to make it. Because if they did that, holy crap, if you properly represented both sides, wow, that could be awesome. And people from both sides would say, yep, see, we won that one, and the other side would be, nope, we won, and it would be great. Valor says, you aren't the only one. I don't like Grand Theft Auto for the same reason. Whenever I play RPG games, I never go evil. Yeah, me neither. That's why, like Diablo, I don't play Necromancer. I just don't like evil characters. Thomas says, so which date should we pick for Joshua's inauguration? And Trace donated $4.99. Thank you, Trace. I don't know that you've ever given me a super chat before, so thank you.
Have you seen the upcoming Odyssey expansion for Elite Dangerous, and if so, what do you think of addition of Space Legs?
I think it's an interesting idea, but I'm very skeptical. And the reason why is because they're basically trying to do something very similar to what they did with Star Trek Online, which is you have ship combat that's awesome, and then you have walking around stuff that's not awesome. And so we'll see. If they do it well, great. If they, and I'll probably get the expansion, but I'm skeptical. Daniel says, have you seen the documentary Death of Superman Lives? I did. It was made by Schnepp. One of us. It's too bad he passed away. Schnepp was a great guy. He coined the term sweaty nerds. Think what could have been. I wish that Superman Lives movie with Nicolas Cage would have been made. I honestly, I think that it's just as good. I want to see more Henry Cavill Superman, but we'll probably not get it now. All I do is spin an elite Gadris. Guess I'm Anakin. Thomas, I honestly, get yourself one of these. And it'll make a heck of a difference. It's a lot easier to fly a ship in Elite Dangerous if you have a stick. Ryan says, that thing is a box of death. Don't eat it or you'll never be able to do Deep Thoughts voice again. Yeah, you know what? If I raise the money, I'm gonna eat it. And if like I said, if I raise $1,500 on the first night, then Darren has my permission to send me anything as long as it won't kill me that he wants. And I'm thinking probably the devil's toe would be probably the thing that he would send. Tim says, in Elite D, I've been playing on the public server and haven't been bothered by anyone. Also, solo play is an option for people. It gives us the same character as well. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, is you can switch between solo, public, or on server just with friends. And so I do have a server set up. I have 4 people on it right now, including Tim. If you're interested, just friend me and you are in. All right. All I ask is that don't be a dick, but it's mainly just to have fun. I don't play it a lot right now because I don't have a lot of spare time, but hopefully that will change in the not too distant, not that I'll have a lot of spare time, but I'll have some spare time in the not too distant future. Nobody ever picks Bashir. And Thomas says Bashir was arrogant. Well, Bashir was arrogant. And then, of course, we found out why. So, yeah. Let's see. And I agree he got better, but at the same time, Bashir, I didn't hate the character. In fact, I liked him better once they revealed his genetic improvements. And in fact, he had some really good episodes revolving around that with the, failed genetic improvements. But it never felt like he was, just that interesting a character to me. I'm surprised Doomcock gets away with his name. Well, that's because his channel isn't called Doomcock. His channel is called Overlord DVD. And he did that on purpose because he figured that the name Doomcock would get banned. Tim says, Andrew, I got a good smooth name for you. It comes from my old Snoop rap days. You could call yourself Easy Dick. DJ Easy Dick. Do you like Pulaski because the rest of the TNG cast didn't? I liked her because, honestly, and this is something I credit where credit is due, Darren is the reason for this. Darren said, no, you know what? You need to give Pulaski another look because she's not nearly as bad as you thought she was, because I always thought of her as kind of a harpy. And then I went back and rewatched and I realized, you know what? She's just a freaking real doctor. She is the one doctor that feels like a real doctor. She doesn't give a crap about what you have to say. Her Hippocratic oath is more important than whatever you have to say. Malfi says, I like Saints Row more than GTA. It's over the top and ridiculous, especially for the 4th game. Gives you laser dubstep gun that kills people by making them dance to death. That sounds like the disco gun from Ratchet and Clank. If you take Burnham off Discovery, the ship would crash, but not as quickly as if Bird of Prey was pilot. That's true. But it would be a better show. Tim says, did tweet you a pic of my elite danger ship with my new skin. It looks like it came out of Tron. I don't know. Are you saying you sent me now? Did you send it as a direct message or did you send it as a general tweet? Because if you send it as a direct message, I'll check right now. I don't see it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Wow. That is something. So here is Tim's ship. It does look like it's right out of Tron. And it's called the Franchise, huh? Very good. Forza says in the smooth voice, this is WKRZ Smooth Jazz. Evening there, Anti-Tracker. How you doing, Douglas? Dahak says, later, man, have to go to work. That's okay. I got to go to sleep in a minute. So I'm gonna read a little bit more of the chat, but then I am going to wrap it up. Because I got to get up in the morning. Here's what I like to see. A Star Trek about corporate vessel like the Nostromo and Alien, but a ship of exploration. That would drive the lefties nuts, especially if it's compelling. Yeah, it would. Jessica says, if you had a choice to rewrite TNG and add at least one TOS character to the show, besides having Bones and Pulaski together, who would it be and why? Well, that's a tough one. Because if you're saying add a TOS character as a permanent part of the cast, I would honestly, first of all, I would set TNG not quite so far in the future and have Admiral Kirk. Or even make Kirk a reoccurring like the Federation president or something. Jim Henry says, "Hey, Atlantic Trigger Chat. Hoping to see the Orville resume production soon. Jaloja, indeed. I heard Henry Cavill's going to be the new James Bond. Is that true? It's still rumor. I saw a rumor article about it on Screen Rant, and I would love to see him as Bond. I think he would be really good as Bond. A good follow-up to Daniel Craig. And but in fact, because Daniel Craig, it's kind of funny because to me, I really like Daniel Craig as Bond. He kind of takes the Sean Connery Bond and modernizes it. He's a modern version of the Sean Connery Bond. I could see Cavill being the modern version of the Roger Moore Bond, a more serious but debonair Bond. I would love to see it. So absolutely, I'm for it. But as far as I know, it's still rumor. I used to attend Trek conventions back during Star Trek 2 through 5, met all the original cast, watched the bloopers hosted by Magell, saw when they introduced TNG, so much dismay and booze. Yeah, TNG was not liked at first, for good reason. Don says, those joysticks are too expensive. This thing costs less than one of your Eagle Moss ships. Don't give me that crap. You could get one tomorrow. Admiral Broco says, yesterday I was wearing all black and my friend said to me, whose funeral is it? Just looked around and said, I haven't decided yet. Wow. Admiral Saval's in the house. Good to see you. MCRN says, happy cock. That's kind of weird. I don't think I'm going to do happy cock. Tim picks Bashir. Well, there you go. And let's see. Thomas says, since Bird of Prey isn't going to play, there won't be any dicks. Well, that's true. I hope Bird will play eventually. We got, one of these days I'm going to gift him a copy or something because I want him to play. Because I think he'll like it. For one thing, there's autopilot. So, yeah. And I tweeted you a picture of my ship. Yeah, I just showed it. Lancer says, I have a question. Who do you think gives better championship awards? X-Wing or Star Trek Attack Wing? X-Wing gives you bragging rights and alt art cards, actually trophies and medals. Honestly, Lancer, I don't care about that stuff. I don't know. Because I've never played in a tournament or anything, so it's not like I'm ever getting any championship cards. Daniel says the new Flashpoint movie, Nicolas Cage Superman may be in it. Superman from Earth 89, my favorite universe, and the Flash will run into him. They will canonize Superman Lives. No, they won't, because Superman Lives was never made, so we'll only canonize that there was a Superman that was like, whoa, I'm Superman. The beer story reminds me of Russia, both lotion poisoning, where 58 died, up to 12 million Russians drank surrogate alcohol, including perfume, aftershave, antifreeze, and window cleaner. That's scary. Pulaski is a good choice for a favorite doctor in Star Trek. Well, thank you, Tim. Always love Bashir, but I'm partial to DS9. I love DS9. But I don't think Bashir is one of the strong points of. I like Bashir's banter that he has with Garrick and with O'Brien, but Bashir as a character standalone, could take or leave him. Lancer says Star Trek Attack Wing rewards exclusive ships with champions getting super powerful ships. I can't decide. It feels unfair that non-tournament plays won't get deadly ships. Yeah, but like I said, I don't play those games very much, so... Well, actually, I don't play them at all because I don't really have friends. Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio. Tim says, I just did a tweet. Yeah, I did that already. Man, am I? Or did you send another one? Because I'm not going to be looking at Twitter all day. Would you agree that the Casian, or however you say it, Casian doctor in Lower Decks is a cross between McCoy and Pulaski, as I've heard her described? Sounds reasonable to me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a fair description, and that's why I love her. She is honestly a great, great doctor character. I love her. Trey says, sorry I haven't chatted more often on your channel. Usually watching on my TV, so I have to pull out my phone if I want to type, but I've been enjoying your streams for a while. Well, thank you, Trace. You are always welcome, and if you just lurk, I'm perfectly okay with that. We don't take roll around here. I would suggest a scorpion lollipop or a tequila lollipop with a worm to up the bet. Ooh, a tequila lollipop with a worm? Oh, man. That would be horrible. Corporate Star Trek show with a corporate starship wouldn't have a tactical officer. Instead, they'd have a guy that's public relations. That would actually be interesting. 75 watching. Really? Wow. I had no idea. I've just been kind of rambling about. 78? Holy crap. What's wrong with you guys? Don't you have anything to do? Great stream tonight. Cavallow's Bond will be great. Agreed. I'm actually, this is something I'm thinking about. I mentioned this to Darren before, but one thing that I'm thinking about doing is, depending on what happens with my schedule, if I get weekends off as I hope, I may do a similar to Bird of Prey. I may do like a Sunday night movie night. And because when I was a kid, ABC Sunday Night of the Movies was always a okay, that I googled that thing, and okay, whatever, that's a thing. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Sunday night movie. ABC Sunday night movies was always a James Bond film. So I was thinking about, like, if I get a chance, like every Sunday night, starting with Dr. No and just going through all the Bond films. I think that'd be fun. I heard Bird of Prey is going to be Goldfinger and Yosef Dr. No. Bird could definitely be Goldfinger. Yosef, I don't see as Dr. No. Dr. No is, supposedly half Chinese. How about Hard? No. Now, come on. I'm not going to do a name that's going to get me in trouble. Sources said new Superman is 12-year-old black trans bi vegan. Tim says, by the way, if you keep doing the however you say that, mining, make sure you update where to sell it with the EDDB miners tool. Apparently the economy is fluid in the game. Very interesting. Yeah, the economy is interesting. I haven't quite figured it all out. I'm still just learning how to mine properly because I don't get to play that often. My favorite doctor in Star Trek was the Borg. They were doctors, right? No. Would you consider Captain Freeman a mix of Sisko and Janeway? Not really. Freeman is kind of her own thing. I think she's what Janeway could have been. Had playback speed at 0.75. Now that's creepy. Well, I'm sorry. I always play evil characters. I'm also a Raiders fan. Well, there's your problem. ABC Sunday Night Movie, NBC Mystery Movie. Great combo. Yes, indeed. I used to watch the ABC Sunday Night Movie, and every time it was a James Bond movie, me and my sister were like, yes, because that meant we got to stay up late. Cinnabon is Dr. No. Cinnabon would make an excellent Dr. No. There you go. Now you're thinking. And so, and we'll have Piano Dean. I know I ask too much of you. But you know what? Something to think about if I ever get around to doing this James Bond thing. A Bond song that I could then re-edit my naked dancing lore to. A real Bond song. Like A View to a Crap. I don't know, something. What are your thoughts on the new Dune? Looking forward to it. The trailer looks outstanding. I think Bird could be a Bond villain in the wheelchair. Then you could use a helicopter to dump it into a smokestack. Very true. Can you mine? I thought all you could do is spin into a space station. No, you can absolutely mine. I think your problem is just controlling the ship with a mouse and keyboard is ridiculously difficult. Who would win in a gardening competition, Kess or Keiko? I would say Keiko. Captain Freeman is an idiot. I don't think she's an idiot. I think that she's not the best captain in the fleet, like we've seen with Picard and Kirk, but I don't think she's an idiot. Turd finger. Oh man, PID. I've always wanted to write a song for a Bond movie. Yes, Dean. We'll see. Take it. Whatever you want to do. Don't give him a title. It's up to Dean. Whatever Dean wants to do. Just remember, Dean, you will be seeing Lore Reloaded doing his dance during the song. Okay. Bond song "View to a Turn." Yes, indeed. What's your favorite Bond movie? Mine is Moonraker. I love the laser space battle and the absurd humor. Moonraker was a silly, silly film. Honestly, I don't know. I really like honestly, I've really liked the last four. Spectre is awesome. So is Skyfall. I don't know. It's hard, but then I also love the Sean Connery era. Roger Moore, he was, to me, as a kid, Roger Moore was the only Bond because he's the one I grew up with. But at the same time, once I kind of got to know Sean Connery, I was like, oh, too bad that Sean Connery. The problem with Sean Connery is he totally phoned it in for Diamonds Are Forever. But the first three that he made were awesome. I think it was 3 or 4. 4, I think. And I actually, a growing appreciation for George Lazenby. I thought he was actually pretty good. There you go, from Kuroga with love. 10 dads that should appear in a Trek parody as future Sam Malone thawed and serving liquor at Cheers in the 24th century. That would be funny. All right, guys, so I am going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. As always, you are awesome. And speaking of, if you don't know who Piano Dean is, he's right there in the chat. You should be subscribed to his channel because he is an incredible musician, and he makes songs like this one.
Making your way with the nerds today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from hating JJ sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to just get laid? Sometimes you wanna go where all the Trekkies know your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be in a galaxy where Star Trek isn't lame. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Turds of a feather flock together, that's what we believe. We know a place that's got you covered, a place to get relief. Wouldn't you like to say me Pooh? Sometimes you wanna go where Turner-Stanleys know your name, and all Kurogans are to blame. You wanna be where you can see Kuroga go up in flames. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
You son of a bitch, anti-tracker!